my body right to left.
Booties matter. My son gave me some ass. I'm my own boss and I got my own cash. I don't need a
Wonder why they call you. Wonder why they call you. Wonder why they call you.
Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And before I go ahead and get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you enjoy the content so far on this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And so before I go ahead and get started, let me go ahead and give a disclaimer. I do not support any whatsoever kind of domestic violence. Any individual putting their hands on another individual in an attempt to do some kind of bodily harm or to harm another individual is wrong. It should face consequences for doing so. But with that being said, people have the right to the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. And as we all know, the up-and-coming actor Jonathan Majors just went through a similar situation in which he was accused of doing something that he didn't do. But where does he go to get his reputation back? Where does he go to get his career back? And so that leads me to this point. It's okay to say that we don't know. It's okay not to pick a side, especially when it comes to this magnitude and there's children involved and there's other lives at stake. And based on some of the so-called evidence and some of the stuff that we've been seeing online here, it doesn't add up. Or at the very least, it shouldn't lead anybody to conclude that it is what she said it is. And so we have to put our thinking caps on here for a second. Because somebody like Keke Palmer, somebody that has a lot to lose when you're talking about a split, especially in a relationship where there's a child involved and we're talking about child support and the possibility of years of paying child support. Somebody like that, especially when she's dealing with somebody who's not in the industry and somebody who, as far as I know, is somewhat of a stay-at-home dad. I believe he had a career as a personal trainer, but I think that for the most part, I think he's more of a stay-at-home dad. And so she has to take that into consideration. And I'm sure her mother and other people around her and within her circle most likely advised her that she needed to get back with Darius and that the best option was to make sure that she got her ducks in a row before she went in front of a judge. It's the smart thing to do. It's the devious thing to do. They're not mutually exclusive. But like I said, when you're talking about somebody with a lot to lose and has a promising career in Hollywood and seems to be somewhat of the Hollywood sweetheart or the Hollywood darling, as they say. And so from her point of view, from Keke's point of view, she has to do what she has to do so she doesn't wind up like Halle Berry, out here paying $16,000 a month in child support. And I believe she just got it reduced this year to $8,000 a month. And that's for one child. And so that's a reality that she has to look out for. I'm not saying that's the case, but these are things that individuals with that kind of wealth and that kind of possibilities of future wealth coming, these are things that they have to look out for. In a situation like this, in which Darius Jackson, I want to say less than a few months ago, where he publicly criticized his lady, the mother of his child, for going to an Usher concert in a particular outfit. And she was dancing all up on Usher, and Usher was dancing all up on her. It was disrespectful to some.
It looks like the drama continues to unfold. Let's take a look at this clip.
Little booties matter. My son gave me some ass. I'm my own boss and I got my own cash. I don't need a nigga. Only thing I need is that.
Let's take it around. And there's layers here, right? Pierre, I'll start with you. Just for this clip first, what's your reaction to seeing Keke Palmer?
She need that bag. That bag gonna have some batteries in it. Yeah, that much. She could be by herself for a long time with all this bag. I don't need no man. I like that bag. Yeah, okay. All right. It sounds cute online, okay? It don't sound that cute in bed by yourself late at night. All right? When you're praying to the Lord to bring you a good man. All right, don't work with them triple A's. Okay.
I would never want my lady to be on display like that, let alone being all up on Usher at a concert for everybody to see. And a lot of guys felt the same way. A lot of individuals felt the same way. But the overwhelming reaction that Keke Palmer got online was, girl, you don't need him. Get a new man. He ain't this. He ain't that. He ain't even got no money. He can't say nothing. The moment he saw that and the moment he got that reaction, he should have got the hell out of there and never looked back. Because that right there should have let him know that he's powerless. Like I said earlier, just see Jonathan Majors, guilty until proven innocent. And that's somebody who was a borderline A-list actor, not just black actor, but a borderline A-list actor within Hollywood. And he still had to fight for his life, even though he was innocent, even though he had eyewitnesses that could corroborate his side of the story. It took Jonathan Majors millions of dollars and having to go to trial to get his accuser to recant her false story. And as far as I know, Darius Jackson doesn't have it like that. He's not on that level, at least financially. And so somebody like that, that's a dangerous situation for Darius Jackson to put himself in. He should have got the hell out of there and never looked back. And I thought that's what he was going to do for a while. I thought he was going to make the smart decision. It's not worth it. I know a lot of times individuals want to stay together for their child, and that's a good thing. I can see that. I can see why a person would want to do that. That's the right thing to do in an ordinary situation, but this isn't an ordinary situation. You're talking about an individual in Keke Palmer that was out here living her best life while y'all were split up, talking about she didn't need a man. All she needed was the money. And so somebody like that is telling you they don't need you. They don't want you. All they really want is the money and the notoriety and the fame. They're just fine without you. And so my man Darius should have got the hell up out of there and kept the relationship at a distance, kept the relationship at a co-parenting relationship, but he didn't. Instead, now he has to fight for his life in the court of public opinion. And we all know how that goes. That's not going to end up well for him. I think Keke's looking at getting full custody of their son with zero possibilities of him having any kind of visitation rights based on her allegations. And this is a harsh reality for a lot of people, but you can find another lady. You can get another love. You can love again. But you can't get that time back with your son. That's something you can't get back. You can't get those years back of bonding with your son, your child. And like I said, now he's up against the court of public opinion. We've got these photos and pictures that have been put out here by Miss Keke Palmer and her legal team that have been circulating and making their way across the internet. And what appears to be Darius trying to get Keke Palmer's phone. And this is a very telling situation. And it's a very telling picture right here. Now, I'm in a relationship with a woman, a monogamous relationship with a woman. We have a child together. We're living together. And you're fighting for your phone like you're fighting for your life? I'm trying to see your phone. You're my lady. And you're fighting this hard for it? That's a red flag. That's a problem. I don't care what you say. If I want to see your phone, I want to see your phone. We're in a relationship together. It should be nothing to hide. Why we got secrets? Why can't I see your phone? Why are you fighting like your life depends on it? That's the issue. That's a red flag. Any man can see that a mile away. Any woman can see that a mile away for that matter. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're truly in love, love will make you crazy. Like if you've ever really been in love, where you really love somebody, you'll do crazy things. I'm not saying you'll hurt somebody, but there's no end to where you'll go to find out the truth, to find out if that person is sneaking around on you or doing whatever. You'll go through a phone. You'll follow somebody. You'll get the information. Women do it all day, every day. And so Darius was trying to see what was really going on. But here's the problem with that. And this is why I say Darius should have left. This picture's worth 1,000 words in front of a jury. They've seen everything they needed to see. A 6'4" ex-football player, personal trainer, is being highly aggressive with Keke Palmer. That's all a jury and a judge needs to see. They don't need to see a police report. They don't need to see any bruises. All they need to see was you grabbing a phone aggressively. That's enough to convict you, at least in the court of public opinion. And that's enough to where it looks like you may not get any kind of visitation rights with your own son. And so this is why I say Darius should have left. If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen, because Keke already showed him what time it was. She already showed him what she was about. She already showed him how it went down when he wasn't around, but the world was watching. And so God knows what was going down when the world wasn't watching and the cameras weren't on. And so in a situation like that, it's not worth the headache. always racking your brain, wondering where Kiki's at, who she's with. Is she with Usher? Is she with Genuine? Is she with Tank? Or another one of these R&B guys? And that's just the R&B singers. And she's also in the entertainment industry, so I'm sure she bumps shoulders with all kinds of people. And so that's a lot for a man to take, especially when you know her get down when the cameras are on. We have no idea what it's like when the cameras aren't on. And so a lot of men can't deal with that. It's somewhat of a psychological torment to have to deal with the fact that your woman can be laid up with a number of men. And so this is why I say Darius should have left. Because he's powerless now. There's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can say. I won't say nothing, but I would say at this point, there's probably very little that he can do. Unless he had his own camera footage and unless he had his secret recording somewhere or unless he has some text messages out there. Other than that, it's her word against his. And that's enough these days. That's enough. Unfortunately, that's enough. It's not about innocence and it's not about guilt. It's about what you can prove and it's about what you can get away with. And so we're going to see how it plays out. It's an unfortunate situation that Darius finds himself in. I have no bone in this fight, but like I said, it's unfortunate for everybody involved, especially when it comes to the child. But go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you guys feel about this one. And make sure you hit that like button for me on the way out. And as usual, peace and chaos.